Hey everyone, and welcome back to Old Charles, the show where we dig into the stories and the value hidden in your pocket change. Today, we're tackling a coin that many of you have asked about, a coin that sits in a strange space between incredibly common and potentially valuable. We're talking about the 1974 Kennedy half dollar. If you've found one of these in an old drawer, or gotten one as change, you've probably wondered, is this thing worth anything? Well, the answer is a classic coin collector's answer. It depends. Today, we're going to break down everything that makes a 1974 half dollar valuable, from the common circulation strikes to the ultra-rare proof varieties. We'll look at the key factors, the mint marks, and we'll even reveal a little-known error that could turn this common coin into a $1,000 payday. So, stick around. First, let's set the stage. It's 1974. The U.S. is reeling from the end of the Vietnam War and the Watergate scandal. And in the world of coins, the Kennedy half dollar was already a decade old, having been first minted in 1964 as a memorial to the assassinated president. Those first halves, from 1964, were made of 90% silver. But that changed fast. Due to rising silver prices, from 1965 to 1970, the half dollar's composition was changed to a 40% silver clad for special mint sets. But for circulation, the silver was gone. 1964 ** 90% silver, 10% copper. 1965-1970 ** circulation, clad, mint sets, 40% silver. 1971 present ** clad, outer layers of 75% copper, 25% nickel, bonded to a core of pure copper, and that brings us to our star, the 1974. By this year, every single 1974 half dollar intended for circulation was made of that copper-nickel clad composition, no silver. So, if you have a regular 1974 half, you're holding a coin that is, from a melt value perspective, worth exactly 50 cents. So, let's start with the big three mints that produced this coin. 1974, P, Philadelphia. The P mint mark is located on the obverse, the front, with Kennedy's portrait, right above the date. Philadelphia produced the vast majority of these coins. We're talking about over 200 million of them. 1974, D, Denver. The D mint mark is in the same spot. Denver also produced a huge number, about 180 million. 1974, S, San Francisco. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The S mint mark coins were not made for circulation. They were produced exclusively as proof coins for collectors. These are the shiny, mirror-like coins that come in special sets that if you have a 1974 P or 1974 D half dollar that you found in circulation, it's what we call a bullion coin. Its value is essentially its face value. Millions were made, and millions are still sitting in bank vaults today, circulated condition **** worn, spent, in, the 1970s. Half dollar is worth 50 cents, maybe $1 to someone who needs it for a collection, but it's extremely common. Now, if you have a roll of these, or one that was saved straight from the bank and has never been touched, it has a small premium. A typical uncirculated 1974 P or D is worth between $1 and $3. In pristine, gem MS 65 condition, that value might climb to $5 to $10. I know, it's not the lottery ticket you were hoping for. But don't click away. Because this is where the story gets good. We have to talk about the San Francisco proofs and the errors. The San Francisco Mint struck just under 2.5 million of these proof coins. While that's still a lot, their survival rate in high grades is what drives value. A standard 1974 S proof in perfect condition, PR 69, is worth about $8 to $12. It's a beautiful, affordable coin for a beginner collector. On some proofs, the raised parts of the design, like Kennedy's hair and the lettering, have a frosted, white texture that stands in dramatic contrast to the mirror-like fields. This is called cameo. The stronger the contrast, the more valuable the coin. A cameo, CAM, designation can bump the value to $15 to $25. An ultra cameo, UCAM, or deep cameo, with that black and white look, is even more desirable. A PR69 Ultra Cameo can be worth $30 to $50 or more, so, if you have a 1974 S-proof set still in its original government packaging, take a close look at that $50. You might be holding a mini treasure. Okay, coin hunters. This is what you've been waiting for. We've talked about the common and the semi-valuable. Now, let's talk about the coin that can make you scream with joy. That a double die error occurs when the hub, which imprints the design onto a working die, shifts slightly between impressions. This creates a doubling effect on every coin struck by that faulty die. For the 1974 D, the doubling is most prominent on the date, specifically the 74, and on the motto, "In God We Trust." It's not a strike doubling or machine doubling, which is worthless. This is a true, collectible double die. Look for a clear, secondary image to the south and west of the primary numbers and letters. It should look like a shadow. So, what's it worth in circulated condition? Even a well-worn 1974 DDDO is a major find. A grade of G4 could still fetch $200 to $300. So, if you have a 1974 D $50, get out a magnifying glass or a loupe right now, check that date. Check the motto. You are looking for a very specific, very valuable error. So, let's do a quick recap of your 1974 $50 value. 1. 1974 P or D, circulated asterisk face value to $1. It's a great pocket piece or a start to a typeset. 2. 1974 P or D, uncirculated asterisk $1 to $10. Worth protecting in a capsule. 3. 1974 S-proof asterisk $5 to $15 for a standard proof. $30 to $50 plus for a stunning ultra cameo proof. 4. 1974 D double die obverse asterisk hundreds to thousands of dollars, the jackpot. Step 1, find the mint mark, asterisk is it P, D, or S? Step 2, check the condition, asterisk is it worn or mint state? Is it a proof? Step 3, scrutinize the 1974 D, asterisk look for that doubling. If you think you have it verified by a trusted coin dealer or submit it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. The 1974 $50 is a perfect example of why coin collecting is so fascinating. An item that seems utterly mundane can, with the right strike, the right mint, and the right error, become a genuine treasure. The history of the Kennedy $50 is a story woven from national tragedy, rapid political action, numismatic tradition, and major economic shifts. The 1974 issue, while seemingly common, sits at the culmination of these forces. The catalyst for the Kennedy $50 was the assassination of President John F. Kennedy on November 22, 1963. The nation was plunged into grief, and there was an immediate, public desire for a lasting memorial. Immediate action within days of the assassination, chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, Gilroy Roberts, and assistant engraver, Frank Gasparo, were secretly assigned to create a new $50 design featuring the late president. They adapted existing busts of Kennedy they had previously created for presidential medals. Political speed the usual process for a new coin design could take years. This time, it took months. Congress passed the Authorization Act on December 30, 1963. The decision to replace the Benjamin Franklin $50 was seen as a more dignified tribute than placing Kennedy on a lesser coin like the dime or quarter. Symbolism the obverse, heads, featured a left-facing portrait of Kennedy. The reverse, tails, designed by Frank Gasparo, depicted the presidential seal, a heraldic eagle with a shield, holding an olive branch and arrows, surrounded by 50 stars representing the states. The first Kennedy $50, released in early 1964, were an instant, massive public sensation. They were hoarded by a mourning public, not as a monetary instrument but as a keepsake. 1964 composition These first coins were struck in the same 90% silver composition as the dimes, quarters, and $50 that preceded them. The silver crisis The mid-1960s saw a critical shortage of coinage in circulation, partly due to the hoarding of silver coins as the price of silver rose. The U.S. government decided to remove silver from most circulating coinage to stop the hoarding and stabilize the supply. The Coinage Act of 1965 ***. This act eliminated silver from the dime and quarter. For the half dollar, it was a compromise. 1965 to 1970, circulation strikes ***. The coin's composition was changed to a clad, 40% silver, format, outer layers of 80% silver and 20% copper bonded to a core of 21% silver and 79% copper. This gave the coin a total silver content of 40%. A note on 1964 ***. So many 1964 dated coins were minted well into 1966 that the mint used special mint marks on 1964 coins to prevent collectors from hoarding them based on mint. All 1964 coins, regardless of when they were actually struck, are marked 1964. By the early 1970s, even the 40% silver composition was becoming too expensive. The public continued to hoard the half dollars they found, seeing them as containing valuable silver. The end of silver ***. The Banking Act of 1970 authorized the removal of all silver from the circulating half dollar. This change took effect with the 1971 coinage. 1974's composition ***. The 1974 Kennedy half dollar is part of the modern, copper-nickel clad series. Its composition is identical to the modern quarter and dime, outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. There is no silver in a regular 1974 half dollar. The U.S. was in a period of stagflation, high inflation and high unemployment. The Watergate scandal was reaching its climax, leading to President Nixon's resignation in August of 1974. In this environment, a new, base metal half dollar held little public interest. It was seen as just another coin, and with high mintages, over 200 million from Philadelphia alone, it was not hoarded like its predecessors. 1974, p. Philadelphia, the workhorse of the series, with a mintage of over 200 million. It represents the coin as a purely circulating object, mass-produced for a public that largely ignored it. 1974, d. Denver, with a mintage of around 180 million, it tells the same story as the Philadelphia issue. However, it holds the potential for the famous 1974 D double die obverse error, a rare and valuable mistake born from the high-speed minting process. 1974 S. San Francisco. The role of the San Francisco Mint had shifted. By 1974, it was almost exclusively producing proof coins for collectors. The 1974 S was not intended for circulation, it was a collectible item from the start, struck on specially polished planchets to have a mirror-like finish. These coins were sold in annual proof sets. The 1974 Kennedy half dollar is historically significant because it represents the final, complete transition of the series into a modern, base metal coin. It is a product of economic reality ***. Its copper-nickel composition is a direct result of the end of the silver era in U.S. coinage. A common artifact ***. Its high mintage reflects its status as a regular circulating coin, no longer hoarded or revered like the earlier silver versions. A collector's item in specific forms ***. While the circulation strikes are common, the proof issues from San Die era provide a direct link to the numismatic traditions of quality and the fascinating errors that make coin collecting compelling. Only the very highest points show traces of wear. Kennedy's cheek and the eagle's wing and leg muscles show slight smoothing. The coin still has some of its original luster, mint shine, in protected areas. This is the top end of circulated quality. Value, $2 to $4. These coins never entered circulation. They have no wear from being handled. Their value is determined by their luster, the way light plays off the surface, and the number of contact marks, bag marks, nicks, scratches, from being moved in mint bags. MS 67 and above, superb gem ***, virtually flawless to the naked eye. Only tiny imperfections are visible under 5x magnification. For a 1974 P or D, this is rare because of the way they were stored and handled at the mint. A coin in this condition is worth a significant premium. Value, $50, $200 plus, highly dependent on the specific coin and market. proof coins are made specially for collectors using polished dies and planchets, resulting in a mirror-like background, fields, and frosted design devices. Their grading is different. The numerical scale is similar to mint state, judging the number of marks and the quality of the mirror surface. Proof, PR****. A standard proof with a shiny, mirror-like surface but little to no frost on the raised design. Value, $5, $10. Proof Cameo, CAM shows a clear contrast between the frosted design and the mirror fields. This is desirable. Value, $15, $25. Proof Deep Cameo / Ultra Cameo, DCAM / UCAM exhibits an extremely strong, black and white, contrast. The frosted design is thick and starkly white against the mirror fields, which look like black glass. This is the most desirable condition for a proof. Value, $30 to $75. 1. Get a good light source and a magnifier *** a loupe, 5x to 10x magnification, is ideal. Point 2. Check for wear on the high points. Look at Kennedy's hair above his brow and along his part. On a worn coin, these areas will be smooth and lack detail. On an uncirculated coin, you will see full, sharp strands. Look at Kennedy's cheekbone. A worn coin will have a flat, smooth area. On the reverse, check the eagle's breast feathers and the tips of its wings. Point 3. Examine the luster ***. Tilt the coin under a light. Does the light flow smoothly across the surface like the skin of an apple, original luster, or is it dull and granular? A circulated coin has lost its luster in the worn areas. Point 4. Look for marks and scratches ***. If the coin has no wear but is covered with little nicks and scratches, it's an uncirculated coin with a lower grade, MS 60 to MS 63.5. Is it a proof S mint? If your coin has a mirror-like background and a frosted, detailed design, it's a proof. Then, judge the strength of the cameo contrast.